Hi friends. Take a look at my creepy arm. Can you tell I have a wee little boy and we did some Halloween decorating today. So I've got this awesome spider hanging over my head. I've got a creepy arm and I've got some other stuff hanging around over here too. um, so today I want to talk to you about the concept of the koshas. Now the koshas in our yoga practice come from the philosophy, from the Vedanta philosophy. And this is teaching us that around what we call the Atman, the actual center spirit, we have these layers or sheaths. And that's pretty much what you would call kosha in Sanskrit, is a layer or a sheath. And the human experience is composed of 5 of these sheaths. And the practice is to start to penetrate all of those layers, from the stuff that's the more gross on the outside into the more subtle layers on the inside. So on our most outer part of ourself is called Annamaya Kosha. Anna comes from the word food, and so this is the part that is the most tangible. Okay, we can feel it. It's our bones, our skin, our fluids. It is the stuff about ourselves that is sustained with food. So Annamaya Kosha kind of feel and we work with, okay, with our physical self. Now one step in from there is called Pranamaya Kosha. Okay, so prana we've already discussed. We know that prana is the it's sticking in my head. Prana is the vital force energy that rides with the breath. Now, this layer of ourselves is not something that we can touch, so to say. It is something that we can feel as far as vibrational quality of the body, and as well as we can start to notice its influences and how it moves within ourselves when we start to deepen our pranayama, like our breath exercises in our yoga practice. So Pranamaya Kosha is our next sheath in, and that is the energy body that literally animates Annamaya Kosha. It brings us to life. So it's that life-giving force, prana, that lives in this sheath. Okay, so when we come even more subtler than that, the third sheath in is called Manomaya Kosha. And mana comes from manas, which is the mind. So in this layer, the physical body, we would see sort of the brain, the nerves, the spine. And this is the part of ourselves that is really about the mind and the emotional qualities of the body. So here is the level where we start to learn things. This is the stuff where we go to school, we get information, you take a 30-day yoga challenge, you start to learn, you ingest the information, and you're learning through the mind, through thought, etc. Okay, so on the next penetral layer, is called Vijnanamaya Kosha, and this is the layer of the intellect or the wisdom, the ego sort of space. And when we start to work into this layer, and we start to get into this layer of ourselves, we're really dealing with getting to know the wisdom, the truth, the knowing stuff that exists within ourselves. So here it would be a place where we don't necessarily have to ingest the information from outside. It's just a gut feeling, it's a knowing, it's a sense of intuition. Vijnanamaya Kosha, the wisdom sheath. And then the last sheath is called Anandamaya Kosha, and this is bliss. Ananda is bliss, and so the bliss is layer actually surrounds the Atman or the self, and all of these layers are ever changing. They are penetrable, they are sort of in flux, whereas the self is unchanging in the very center. And the philosophy here is that we need to be able to come through all of these layers, because these layers create illusion and they create attachments to our external experiences, our thoughts, our emotions, even the energies moving, our ego, and then we move into that place where it is unchanging. And when we penetrate that place, there is a realization of self, and that is, let's say, nirvana, enlightenment, the end sort of goal, let's say, of oneness for yoga. So in yoga, we have this concept called the koshas. And of these koshas, we have 5, starting in our most outer layer with Annamaya, our food sheath, Pranamaya kosha, our energy body, Manomaya kosha, which is our mind and our emotions, Vijnanamaya kosha, which is the intellect, wisdom, and ego self, and then Anandamaya kosha, which is our bliss body. And all of these are like Russian nesting dolls around the Atman, or the soul. And so our practice is about getting to develop the relationship with the soul by traversing through the many layers of our being. Oh, don't forget, underneath here, comment. Please comment your questions. I want to be able to do them for tomorrow. I've gotten some from yesterday, which is great. I got a couple Twitter tags. The Twitter is Samatva Yoga 30 days. Hashtag it before. I'm so social media right now. Anyway, I would love to do that. I am going to also, because I thought this would be something you'd be interested in learning, is some of my favorite yoga books from the get-go, some of the things that I resource all the time, stuff that I reference, stuff that I look at continuously from when I first started practicing till now. So that is coming up in a video. If you are curious, you don't need to put that in a question, save it and do it later. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.